Okay, so how are you guys? I'm doing pretty good. Yesterday I made a video where we talked about the PlayStation 5. And a lot of you in the comments section got pretty triggered about the fact that I didn't mention the Xbox Series X. And here's the thing, I did that on purpose. I did that on purpose because I have not looked at the specs yet, and I have not even seen the console. So we're going to do that today. We're going to talk about the specs, we're going to talk about the looks, and we might do a slight tiny little comparison to the PlayStation 5. So without further ado, let's get right into that. Okay, so looking at it right here, the Xbox One Series X is very, very minimalistic. I'm going to be very honest with you. This thing is super minimalistic. I'm really digging the look of this, and to be very honest with you, I prefer the look of this to the PlayStation 5. Why? That could be a personal preference, to be honest, but a lot of you in the comment section seem to agree. I just personally like minimalism a lot more, and I think there's a lot too much going on with the design of the PlayStation 5. I feel like it's a little too much in your face. This is just pitch black and just the Xbox logo. Really digging that. No secondary color there. And it seems that they have stuck to the design of the Xbox One controller, because the controller there looks exactly the same. Now, I could be wrong on that. I guess we'll see more pictures. But I guess if it isn't broken, why fix it, you know? I personally really liked the Xbox One controller. It was my preference when compared to the PlayStation controllers. So I really like the Xbox One controller. It's kind of my main go-to when I play computer games. Personally, no problem with them keeping the old controller there. The look of the console itself, maybe it's a little bit tall actually. Could you lay that potentially on its side and it wouldn't break? Because that is a little bit tall. That might not fit under every cabinet, if you know what I'm talking about. That might not fit like under your living room TV. It's maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's the only down flaw, you know? Is that even a word? Maybe that's the only flaw. Maybe it's just a little tall, but other than that, I absolutely love the minimalism, and I love the way this thing looks. I can still see the DVD drive, so they haven't made it all digital. But yes, definitely loving this design more than the PlayStation 5. Very minimalistic. I'm all into minimalism, so definitely a better design if you ask me. The straight edges don't bother me. I know they might bother a few people. A lot of people actually prefer curved than straight jagged edges, but personally, the more minimalistic, the better for me. So good job on that, Xbox. The people in the comment section seem to be correct so far. I am liking this more than I liked the PlayStation 5. Now let's move on to the specs. Need my coffee. Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, this is definitely interesting. I'm going to have a second phone. I'm going to have two phones now. I'm going to be comparing the Xbox Series X to the PlayStation 5. So looking at the specs right here, the Xbox Series X is actually straight up more powerful than the PlayStation 5. And how can I tell? Well, the Xbox Series X... Are you serious? Are we really going to be doing this again? Turn off. Do it now. No. The Xbox Series X is actually also rocking a Zen 2 CPU, which is extremely powerful. And a lot of people in the comment section were really happy about that Zen 2 CPU because that might make PC games more optimized for Zen 2, which would be great. The PlayStation 5 is rocking that Zen 2 CPU at 3.5 GHz, while the Xbox Series X is rocking that Zen 2 CPU at 3.8 GHz. So straight out of the box, more powerful than the PlayStation 5. Really good start for the Xbox Series X. The GPU is 12 teraflops, 52 CUs at 1.825 GHz, and it also has a custom RDNA 2 processor, compared to only the 10.28 teraflops and 36 CUs at 2.23 GHz on the PlayStation 5. Now, as you can see, the 2.23 GHz on the PlayStation 5 is a little bit faster, but I believe that 12 teraflops and 52 CUs is absolutely going to outperform the PlayStation 5 here. So straight up, once again, my comment section was correct. The Xbox Series X seems to be an absolute beast compared to the PlayStation 5. Absolutely amazing there. I did not expect that. I was always under the assumption that the PlayStation was actually more powerful than the Xbox, because my brother always bought the PlayStation and my dad always bought the PlayStation. Why didn't they buy the Xbox? I don't know. Maybe this is a thing that's only changing now. Maybe in the past it was less powerful, but looks like here, Microsoft is absolutely smashing Sony. Looks like the Xbox Series X also has 16 gigs of GDDR6 memory, so that's graphical memory right there. That is the same as the 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 on the PlayStation 5. So not much of a difference there when it comes to GDDR6 memory. The memory bandwidth on the Xbox Series X is 10 gigabytes at 560 gigabytes per second, which once again is more powerful than the 448 gigabytes per second on the PlayStation 5. Looks like this thing is just better in every way, which is why I can see why people wanted me to take a look at this in today's video. The internal storage on this thing is also a custom 1TB NVMe SSD. Putting that custom there makes me think that it's either going to be the same insane performance that developers need to alter their games for on the PlayStation 5, or even stronger, looking at the other specs actually being better. So this thing could actually be more powerful than the already insane SSD on the PlayStation 5. Now, looking at the rest of the specs here, it has expandable storage, a 1TB expansion card. That's pretty interesting. I wonder what they mean by expansion card. If you guys remember, the PlayStation 5 had the option to add additional storage using an NVMe SSD, which I praised because I prefer the option of only being able to add fast storage rather than giving people the option to add SATA drives and bottlenecking their system. So I'm really interested in that 1TB expansion card. I wonder what that means. Is that going to be a proprietary thing you can only buy from Microsoft, or are you actually going to be able to buy it from other manufacturers? Really interesting, but at least that option for expandable storage is there in case you need it, as games are getting more high quality nowadays and the file sizes of them are rising. You do have an option for an extra USB 3.2 external hard drive, so again, even more storage there in case you need it for your movies and things like that, as this thing will be able to play through your movies and probably be your home cinema, to be honest. No problem. It even has a 4K UHD Blu-ray drive. I mean, I believe the last one had that as well, so if this one didn't have it, we'd be pretty disappointed, let's be honest. I said the same thing about the PlayStation 5. That's just because I think a Blu-ray 4K drive is actually standard at the moment. If a console doesn't have that, well, it better not have a drive at all. And the performance target is 4K at 60 FPS up to 120 FPS. Damn! I wonder if that means you could actually plug this thing into a high refresh rate monitor and select a higher refresh rate. Wouldn't that be cool? I believe previous consoles couldn't do that. I believe they were capped really, really low. So even if you did plug in a higher refresh rate monitor, it wouldn't really help you out. Since this thing is apparently able to go up to 120 FPS, I think having that option of being able to connect a high refresh rate monitor like 144 Hz would be absolutely insane and change the game for console gamers. Okay, so let's conclude. Looks like the Xbox Series X is just a lot more powerful than the PlayStation 5. And it looks better. Well, that's according to me, personally. Of course, everybody thinks something else about the looks. Let me know down in the comment section which one you prefer when it comes to looks. But again, everything in here is AMD, and I am Team Red, so I'm super happy about that. Super excited to see all these new consoles coming out with the Zen 2 architecture, seeing them push all these specs to their limits for incredible prices. Talking about prices, let's take a look. How much do I think this thing is going to cost? Well, if I thought the PlayStation 5 was going to cost $600, I was wrong about that. So I'm going to say this thing costs $600. There is no official price yet, but the people at GameSpot seem to be predicting about $500, which is an absolutely insane price for all these specs. Would I personally buy it? I don't know. I'm more of a PC gamer than a console gamer, but now looking at this, if I were to choose between the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, this would definitely be my choice. Because number one, as I said, I prefer the Xbox controller, so that's already a go-to for me. And then just the absolute bombshell of specs right there. Just like, if they're gonna be the same price, the only thing kind of holding me back then would be console exclusives, because PlayStation as a company seems to get a lot of PlayStation exclusives compared to the Xbox, but I'm more of a spec guy, so if I really were going for one of these, I would probably choose the Xbox Series X. Which one would you choose? Let me know down in the comment section below. Which one do you prefer with looks? Also, let me know down in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a like. If you disliked it, I guess this button works too, but let me know why in the comment section below. If you guys are not yet part of the community, we have reached 10K and we are growing super fast, so make sure to follow me on my social media here and here. Join us on Discord, where we have a constantly growing community and we chat about literally anything to your heart's content. Follow us on Reddit, where I want to see you posting your spicy memes. There's a constantly growing community on there. Everybody is memeing my face to hell. I post tech videos daily and VR videos on Mondays and Fridays, so if that floats your boat, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next one. Peace.